Hi, this is Josh Kulp for Daf Shevui. We are learning Daf Samekh of Masechet Avodah Zarah. And we've been learning a lot of sugiot, and we're continuing to learn a lot of sugiot about notein tam lifgam. If something imparts a bad flavor, that the mixture, a prohibited substance imparts a bad flavor, the mixture into which the prohibited substance fell is permitted. Which is the opposite if it's notein tam l'shevach. If it gives a good flavor, the prohibited substance is causes the entire mixture to be prohibited, even though there's no real mamash, there's no real actuality of the substance in there. Now, I wanted to do something that I don't do a lot, which is really talk a little bit about the practical ramifications of this long discussion about notein tam lifgam. There are practical ramifications if legitimately something that's prohibited falls into a mixture and gives a bad taste. But I would say that in our world that's rare. If you're thinking about like cooking in the kitchen, how often do these things kind of happen? Not all that much. If you keep a kosher kitchen, then you're probably not often bringing forbidden substances into your kitchen. However, when does this make a big difference? There's a principle that comes out really in the previous daf, but I didn't have time to talk about it last week, that the substances that have been, or the tastes that have been absorbed into the walls of a pot are, at least after 24 hours, definitely impart a bad taste. Okay, so let's take a situation over here. On Thursday, I cook meat into a pot, and then I don't use that until, let's be safe, Sunday, because I use Thursday, I don't use Shabbat. I use it on Sunday. If I cook dairy in that pot, does the meat come out of the pot and cause the dairy dish in that pot to be prohibited? And the answer is no, at least b'diavad, ex post facto. That dairy dish cooked on Sunday does not consider to have a good taste imparted from that meat. And that is because after one day, the meat is by definition notein tam lifgam. Now that does not mean lechatchila ab initio people should go do that. They should not. But b'diavad, if you did, ex post facto, that dairy dish is edible. The same would go true if, like, let's say you have a non-kosher friend and you go over there and they cooked you for something. And again, I want to avoid sort of the issue of like doing this ab initio. It is not strictly prohibited to eat out of that pot because it's been used over a day ago. Now let's assume it's clean and there's not like gunky real substance on the side. But there is, I think, some room to be lenient over here. I'll add the caveat in that you should always ask your local rabbi if you have a particular halachic question. This isn't coming to, there are people who will say, like, at today's age, we have the financial resources to be more strict about all of these things, but strictly speaking, or at least according to the letter of the law, that substance is not prohibited because it's notein tam lifgam. That's one of the more important practical ramifications, not of real substances, but of really the issue of the kashrut of pots and pans and things like that, that after a day, any taste that they impart is considered, halachically speaking, a bad taste. And by the way, that's true, whether it's even sort of true no matter what. Even if we were to taste the dish and say, oh wow, it tastes better now that it was cooked in that pot, that really doesn't matter. What matters is, by definition, a day-old tastes impart bad taste. And you can see that from the previous sugya about using pots that were taken from non-Jews. Again, if you have any particular halachic questions, I would consult a local rabbi, and you're free to write letters to the conservative yeshiva, and we'll try to do the best we can to answer your particular questions.